Hey there, it's been a while since I've seen you or you've seen me. I've been traveling to New York City and getting ready to have Thanksgiving and then head out to another cruise. So thought I'd pop in tonight and say hi. Hi, Bolo and Stevie. Bolo, how come you haven't come to one of my events? I miss you so much. Hey, Bunny. Hey, Bunny, we still need to talk about a Sibian for me. I'm doing all these events, and I would love to have your Sibian with me so that I could demo it and do some really cool classes. Everybody's popping in. Awesome. I've got a couple topics I want to talk to you about tonight, so I'll wait for some people to come in. Meanwhile, go get your glass of wine and your beer or a cup of coffee or soda, whatever, and join me. Hi.
You drinking wine?
Is that okay? You like it when I drink wine.
It's 4:30.
It's 5 o'clock someplace. Hi, Carlos.
Maybe I'll go get my beer.
Yeah, go get your beer. So we're not drinking alone. Hey, Alex, how are you? Nice to see you. All right, so everybody's had a good week. Bourbon and squirt. Yay. Yay for squirt. I miss you, Bunny. That time that we got to spend together in LA and just go to dinner and talk, I could have sat and chatted with you for days. You are such an incredible person. Peach tea. Okay. Hi, Tina. I'm great, thank you. Getting ready to go to dinner for one of my granddaughter's birthdays is tomorrow. She's turning 13, and she's the one that I just took to New York City. So we had a blast. Got to see New York through a teeny bopper's eyes, which was really fun. I've only been there as an adult and doing adult things, so it was really cool to do that with her. Hey, everybody. Hi, Gordon. Thank you, Carlos. I'm blushing now. You guys are going to make me blush already. So everybody's had a good week. Everybody's staying healthy and strong and taking good care of themselves. Some of you may not know that I'm actually a registered nurse also. And I've been a nurse since 1983. So it's the wine, right? Thanks, Holly. And so being a healthcare provider has been something that has been near and dear to my heart. I knew I wanted to be a nurse when I was 8 years old. So I've always wanted to be in the healing profession. And so just changing that into being a doctor of human sexuality has been actually a pretty natural progression. Hi, Caesar. How are you? So if you have a question for me, during these go lives, I'll answer just about anything as long as it's not something personal between my husband and I. That's off limits. That's sacred, just as yours would be sacred unless we were in a professional relationship where you were sharing with me because of a need to know more. But I highly recommend that people hold their private lives sacred, as visible as we can be in this world now. You have to have some things that are kept sacred. But if you have a question, I had a gentleman send me a question earlier today asking me if masturbation was bad for his relationship. And so I thought I'd answer a couple of the questions that I've been sent. And if you're uncomfortable sending them during the live broadcasts, I can't really get the private messages while I'm live because that's distracting. But if you want to send me some questions and I'll save them for the next go live, which will be, I'll probably do it before Thanksgiving, since Thanksgiving weekend we head out on the cruise. And then maybe I'll do one from Florida the following week I'll be with my friends. Mark and I will be with our friends Dragonfly and E in Florida for a couple of days after the cruise. So we've got a apartment that we're renting, and so maybe we can do a sexy go live for you together. Thank you, Tommy. So a lot of people popping in. Bunny, if you're still there, feel free to put in a link to the Sibian. How's production coming this year? Are you guys still making purple ones? That's what I want. Purple Sibian. Think I should have a purple Sibian, honey? Mark, think I should have a purple Sibian?
Sure.
Why not, huh? We're going to have a blast, Holly. I can't wait. What's a sexy go live? Well, you know, we get to define it, so I'm not sure, Tina. We'll see. Anything I do with Dragonfly turns out to be sexy. She's an incredibly sexy woman, so let's see if I can get her attention. So we'll get her attention here. See if they'll pop in. Tell them I'm talking about them. Yes, purple. You have a special purple one. I'm so excited. If you guys haven't had a connection with Bunny and learned about the Sibian, I highly recommend you do that. It's an incredible device and just can be life-changing for women. Hi, Tiffany. Oh, you guys live in Orlando. I think we're going to be in Miami. That's a ways away, yeah? How far are they apart? I'm terrible with my geography in Florida. Miami, yeah. Matthew, that would be so sweet to meet you. Actually, would really. Hi, Chris and Robert. Tiffany, are you feeling better? You were feeling pretty rough after the last trip, huh? Poor baby. Hi, Michael. Oh, that's cool. So that's good that you guys will both be on the cruise. That'll be fun. It's going to be great. Dee and Sarge are going to be there, and Dragonfly and E, and Mark and I, and all kinds of fun people we know. So it's going to be, there will not be a boring moment. That's for sure. Not that there ever is on these things. So Chris, you're going to be in Tampa. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany, you won't be on it. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm glad you're feeling better. 'Tis the season. If you're not taking your vitamin D, everybody, please make sure you're getting about 5,000 units a day, milligrams, whatever it is you get it in. Really important this time of year. Thank you, Vladimir. All right, Matthew, I'll do that. I can't guarantee because we're going to kind of be on the path with other people, but we'll see how that works out. Yeah, lots of fun things coming. Has everybody got good plans for the holidays? I've got almost my whole family coming home for Thanksgiving, so that'll be fun. My 4 little granddaughters will be here. They are definitely the dessert of parenting. So the questions that I get in my inboxes are always interesting. All right, there's Adventurous Pleasure, the Sibian link. Thank you, Bunny. So check in the links here, everybody, and click on the Sibian and see what you think. They're phenomenal. And makes like the best Christmas present ever. Your life will be changed.
Really only 2.
There's only 2 devices out there that I would really spend any money on, and that's the Sibian and the wand, the magic wand. They're both. Well, Tiffany, you just get a hold of Bunny right now and have her connect with Ronnie. Tell her that that's a Christmas present. Yeah, they're awesome. Hi, Con. What are you ready for, Con? You ready for me? Yes, Tina, I'm talking about a cruise. We're doing the Bliss cruise from Miami to, we're going to, it was supposed to go to Puerto Rico, but it's going to Aruba and a little private island. Most of the party is on the ship. Oh, New York City for Christmas. That ought to be fun. There's Bunny's email. Tiffany, she put it in there for you. She is a love, absolutely one of the most amazing women on the planet. And so she will take good care of you guys, I promise you. She's incredible. And the Sibian business is a family business. It's really quite incredible what they've created. And they don't make too many of them a year, and they're hand done. And I mean, they put a lot. The Sibians are worth every penny. So I'm not sure what they're running now. I can't quote a price, but if you contact Bunny, she can give you all the information. And they just keep adding different attachments and different fun things for them, and they're beautiful, beautifully done. You can tell that some women have had something to do with their creation. You can always tell because they're really beautiful. Well, if you get motion sickness, Tina, it's probably not great, but these boats are so big that a little meclizine can go a long way. Yeah, I don't know if Ronnie knows Bunny because she doesn't come to the resorts necessarily. She reps she's one of the owners of the company. I guess you would consider that, right, Bunny? But if you just give Ronnie her email, and she'll set him up. So I get a lot of interesting questions, as you might imagine, being a sexologist. So one of the questions I got recently was if masturbating was bad for a relationship. And the answer is that depends. Are you masturbating in lieu of being intimate, or are you masturbating in addition to being intimate with your partner? And I think that's kind of the question that needs to be asked. I know many couples have mismatched sex drives. So if for example, if her sex drive is a lot higher than his, then her masturbating every day or a couple times a day or whatever she has time for, that's fine. That keeps her feeling healthy and vibrant and satisfied. And as long as it's not taking the place of intimate time with her partner, I think that's perfectly acceptable. I think the more you know yourself and you offer yourself self-love and attention, the better partner you're going to be. Because then it's easier to teach your partner what you like. I'm a firm believer in mutual masturbation. I think that's a very sexy way to learn about each other's likes and dislikes and preferences, and you learn a lot by watching. So if you have any other questions, fire them away. I'm always interested to know what you're thinking. I like the little flowers coming by. Thank you. And there's somebody that's mad. What? Why are you mad? If you're putting out the little mad face, please let me know why. What's pissing you off today? So hi Michael, are you ready? Are you ready for Jamaica? A couple of things have happened recently after the Harvey Weinstein debacle, and more and more people are coming out of the woodwork and losing their jobs. Kevin Spacey, what wine? It's a Chardonnay. Another mad face. Okay. Who's mad? That's so funny. So Kevin Spacey had. All right, I'm over it. Has had some interesting things come out about how he was as how he treated people in his teens, and it was that they were teenagers. And all right, stop with the mad faces. I'm bored now. Please stop. See if I can catch one of you and see who the hell you are. So you're so ready, Michael. Awesome. Everybody else is ready to have you there finally. We've been anxiously awaiting your arrival. So Kevin Spacey's lost jobs. They're taking his name off of everything. Same with Harvey Weinstein. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like what a person did 30 years ago should have that big of an impact on them today? Do you feel like, I mean, part of my feeling is right now that a lot of women are coming out of the woodwork and speaking their truth because they finally, for once in their lives, feel supported in doing that. They don't feel like they're going to be condemned or punished because of the coming out. So, hi, Clyde. Tina, you can, but I can't answer them right now. So, a coming out party with Kevin Spacey. I mean, I've always, there's many people in the industry who are gay. Who cares? That's irrelevant. I think the fact that when he was in his younger years, that he was having sex with underage boys, that's the issue. But sadly, that's not unusual in the gay world. So, I think teenagers, if a man in his 20s has sex with a teenager, 15, 16, 17, I think that's a very different story. Hi, Linda. Than somebody who has sex with a 10-year-old or somebody that is prepubescent. So I think we have to, as a sexologist, I'd like to see the laws be made different distinctions, because there is a very different arena. The cover up by Spacey, well, what do you expect? I mean, he knew what he was doing was wrong. Same Weinstein. All these people have paid off people to, after they've abused them or done something that they know is wrong, and then they continue to do it. Why? Because they can get away with it, because nothing was done to protect their victims. That's changing. We have a different expectation now. So people are going to have to step up and behave differently, and we have to support people that are coming forward. It's a huge risk for women, especially, or gay men, or men, to come forward. All right, as it relates to Harvey, he asked them for sex. He did not drug them like Bill Cosby. These actresses do a whole lot of bad things to themselves, take drugs, booze, destroy themselves. So what's a little piece of pussy to enhance their career? Fuck you, Ivor. Seriously? That's the most crass, demeaning, misogynistic thing I've ever heard a man say. So off base. You don't get it. You really don't get it. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. So I think that all these Hollywood problems we're seeing comes down to a matter of demanding respect rather than commanding it. I think there are many different professions who've gotten away from professionalism and have become too casual, where lines can be crossed too easily. For example, in the medical profession, there's very clear lines. You can't You can't ask a nurse to wash your back if you're a doctor and get away with it. You will be sued. You will be slapped, and the nurse will be protected. But in that arena, in the Hollywood arena that's been male-driven and has become very, the lines have been very blurred with professionalism versus personal. It's been a lot harder for women to know how to behave. And how is it a good choice if some sleazy old guy gives you the option of having sex with him or not working? When you're a young starlet, you've moved from the Midwest, you have a dream to be an actor, you've taken classes, you've invested in yourself, you take your job seriously, and you got the sleazeball saying the only way you're going to get a job is if you do this, and if you don't do this, I'm going to blackball you, so you get nothing. Better go home, sister. How is that okay? But yet that's been happening to women since the beginning of time, and it's going to stop. So, if you're a sleazeball guy that's been treating women like that, guess what? Game's up. I highly recommend that you stop doing what you're doing and hope to God those women don't come forward, because it's coming back to bite them hard. And I'm all for it. Hi, everybody. So we're talking about men, women, and Ivor, your comment is so disgusting. Sorry, I just had to reread that. Yeah, the change is long overdue. And I actually, hi, Nicole. I actually had a girlfriend last night say, all right, enough is enough. We just need to stop all this nonsense. And the rest of us women in the group went, oh my God, no, we can't stop. We've just gotten started. These things come out and then they go right back in the closet and nothing happens. Nothing changes. They go right back to doing what they've been doing. They get away with it. I'm good, Nicole. I'm on a rampage right now. So Michael, fill me in. I don't watch the news. I'm terrible. So what about the Senate candidate in Alabama? You got to tell me more about that. Nicole, are we going to see you this June? We miss you. You're so fun. Such a silly girl. So any other, yeah, you're right. His comment was disgusting. I have no tolerance for that kind of mindset, really. No space for it. My world is 1979, he's sexually molested a 14-year-old. Okay, that's the one. Okay. Is that the one you were showing me?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. He's going down. Yay, Nicole. That's so exciting. I mean, a 14-year-old when you're in your 30s, that's probably a little bit off base. And some people are saying, well, why didn't she come forward? Because she couldn't. She had no platform. If men knew how women are treated who come forward with any kind of sexual assault, they would be blown away at how instantly criminalized women are. Just like Ivor, that asshole that just commented. I mean, that's exactly the mindset. Well, what do you expect? You look how you're dressing. Look at the profession you're in. Look at what you did. 14-year-old girl. Well, you were probably wearing short shorts. Always blame the girl, blame the victim. That, we need to slap people like that. Seriously. So yeah, I think he's gonna take a fall. The sad thing is I don't think that his work, whatever whatever a person's job is, whatever they've started, probably should be picked up by somebody else. That needs to be passed on. But boy, he needs to take a fall. And I think I have a feeling there's a lot of people afraid. I shared with you, or on my radio show, that I confronted somebody that made working with him kind of conditional for favors, and of course I turned him down, and recently wrote him a letter about it, and he formally apologized, and I think probably was a little nervous, as all people that have been mistreating women, men, anybody that you've been mistreating because you've been holding your power over their head, you should be nervous right now. So I always wonder how some women have more bad than a guy. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with people in the world. Yeah. Hi, Crystal. Yeah, there's, there is a lot of, there's always been a lot of bad in the world. We just get to hear about it immediately via social media. But there's always been creeps in the world, and people who believe things that are cruel and just disrespectful. I was on a little bit of a rampage, Crystal, about men abusing women. Could I share the age spread with my first sexual experience? 1 year. Now, are we talking about my first by choice sexual experience, Michael? Because that's a different question. Because I was sexually molested also. Thank you, Fred. What's sad is I don't know too many women that haven't been that weren't molested as children. Hopefully that's changing. I think I was much more protective of my daughter. My daughter's been very protective of her daughters. So I think I'm hoping that that's changing. That we're more mindful that happens, and that who it happens with. That it's usually a friend or a family member, somebody you know. But most sexual assault does not happen with strangers. It happens with people you know. So, the idea that you're only going to be assaulted if you're walking down the street in a dark alley at night, and of course you don't do that, right? So how could you be assaulted? How could you be assaulted by somebody you know, or somebody that's supposed to be loving you, or an employer that's supposed to be, you're supposed to look up to and respect? How could that happen? It does. Hello, Roland. Thank you, Michael. I'm good. I'm it's a long time ago. I've used it to be a catalyst for change. I did in fact, I didn't post it recently. Maybe I'll send you a link of a video that we did for a group in Singapore of women, about women who've been abused, and I shared my story, and we called it Finding a Pearl in the Midst of Trauma. So I believe that all trauma can deliver us pearls if we know how to look for them. Hello, Roland. How are you this evening? We're having wine. What are you drinking? Hopefully you're not driving. I'll send that to you, Michael. In fact, I'll post it. I can't watch it anymore because it makes me cry every time I watch it. So, and I cry in it, so get ready, because it was pretty raw. But I'm not afraid to cry. So, does anybody else have any question about as to who in anything in your sexual lives, in your relationships, how to communicate what you want? One of the topics that I love to do is, how to ask for what you desire. And because so many people don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna cry today. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good, Tina, thanks. So Mark, do you have any questions? Totally put him on the spot. He's working away over there on a super secret project. So I've got a new event that I'm doing. I just put it up on my website. Let me find you the link here. And I'm very excited about it. Let's see, where'd you go? Here we go. All right, so so it's called The Magic of Passion. What the hell is it doing? It's so weird. Not letting me. Okay. There we go. So I've teamed up with Dragonfly and E, and hi Dempsey, and we're going to be doing a week in March. So I'll be in Jamaica at Hedonism for Valentine's week, and then the last week of March for the Magic of Passion. So we've got some really fun things happening in that retreat week, and then I'll be on the cruise in from Barcelona to Rome in April. And then in June, I will be at Hedonism again at the last week of June for the Exotic Lifestyle Retreat. That's for goddesses and celebrating the goddess and the men who adore her. So very excited about that. We've got all kinds of cool things. Hey, Lady in Red, yeah, getting my winter clothes out now. It's been raining here, so finally we have some winter. Hello, Henry. So does anybody have any questions? Fire away. You heard me say cry, huh, Tina? You can have a beer, Michael. Mark's having a beer. I like beer too. So the Bliss Cruise, it sounds like I'm going to be teaching nearly naked yoga a few of the mornings that we're at sea, and then I'm going to be teaching, I think they have me teaching a seminar on Sexy Doesn't Have an Expiration Date. How do you like that title? So I need to write myself a note to call them. So you think that's a good title? Well, we've kind of popped around, Dempsey. I've talked about these more and more men coming, getting smacked for assaulting women, and so how that's going for them, not real well right now. So Jamaica, can Jamaica be now? So Tina, are you coming? Are you coming with us in June? Have you? I don't think you've booked your trip yet, have you? Hello, Richard. Crazy, I know, Dempsey. It's been crazy. It's awesome that people are coming out. Finally, women are coming forward and being able, feeling they have a solid platform of support, which is a first. Most of the time, they've been told by their agents, by their reps, by their peers to just be quiet, put up with it, don't say anything. I have a friend who knew Harvey Weinstein way back. When he and his brother first started Miramax, she knew him, and his company bought her film that she was in, and he invited her to Chicago. And the first thing he did was, and when she came into his hotel room where they were having a meeting, was he was going to get in the shower, and he stripped off his clothes and said, "I need you to come in and wash my back." She said, "I don't think so. I'll meet you in the bar." So what about Roger Moore and supporters saying if this is true, they'll still vote for him? Wow. Wow. So Michael's asking, why do I think men masturbate in front of women? Well, I mean, I think, I think everybody has different things that turn them on. And we call them sexual proclivities. And everybody has different ones. Somebody might like to be tickled with a feather. Somebody might like to be done doggy style. Some might, I mean, the variety is endless, what human beings like. The problem is when you're using your power over someone to coerce them into doing what your proclivity is. That's the part that's not okay. The masturbating in front of women, the liking to be showered, whatever. I like to be showered. I like to have my back washed, I mean, but I don't coerce somebody into doing that with me or for me. So I think that's the difference. And Dempsey's saying about the 14-year-old. If people find out that this is true and they still want to vote for him, I mean, this is somebody that knowingly assaulted and harmed an underage person sexually. That's the kind of person that you want representing you and your life and your choices. I got an issue with that. That's not somebody that is hitting on all cylinders or that understands boundaries and respect for human beings. Our government representatives are supposed to respect humankind, and that's kind of the ultimate sign of disrespect for humankind. So, but the sex act that a person does is really not relevant. And they're using the Bible to support the argument. How exactly is that? I love that. I'll clear it up right now. I have no religious affiliation. I'm very spiritual. That's my private spiritual world, but I have no religious affiliation because honestly, I think they're all man-made and kind of full of shit. So the fact that anybody could turn and use the Bible to justify having sex with a 14-year-old. How do you do that? Or voting for him because wow. How exactly does that happen? Oh my gosh. So, who's coming on a trip with me this next year? My God, I've got so many trips I have got planned. There's got to be one that you can join me on, Dempsey. They said Mary was a virgin and a teenager and Joseph was in his 30s and they had said Jesus, and so it's okay. Oh my God. But they also said she didn't have sex, right? It was the Immaculate Conception. So Jesus didn't get me, right? That doesn't make any sense. I'd like to have a conversation with the person that uses that kind of stupid justification. Good God. Oh, that is funny. Wow. Yeah. That makes me crazy when people go to the book. Oh, Sharon, are you nervous? Really? That's so cute. You'll have a blast. You will think where we were in Cancun was like child's play, was like boring. You will love it. And there's no pressure. I mean, honestly, You get to come there and just be authentically you. So Crystal says, I personally enjoy watching a man pleasing himself. It's yours, so have fun with it. Yes. But I can watch, then I get up and walk away saying thanks for the show. It doesn't pressure me to want to have sex with you. A few male friends have found out the hard way over the years. Truly the hard way. Nothing a man or a woman does should ever make a person feel pressured to have sex with them. Nothing. I don't care what they buy them. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do, what they show them, how far they get. I don't care. That if you feel pressured, there's a problem.
So what's the difference between seduction and pressure?
What's the difference between seduction and pressure? Mark wants to know. So, Dempsey, I would love for you to come on a trip. My God, you would have the time of your life. Talk to Crystal. She's coming. And Sharon's coming. Nicole's going to be there. So we've got a lot of ladies in here that are going to be there. So the difference between seduction and pressure. Seduction entices a person. It turns a person on. It's actually paying attention to what kind of what things spice you up, turn you on, and it's an invitation. Seduction is an invitation. Pressure is a coercion. It's a deal make. If you don't, this is going to happen. So pressure always feels like bullying. But seduction feels like more of an invitation. It's an enticement. It's still a choice. You can choose to or not to, but it seduces you to want it. Not to feel pressured to do it, afraid if you don't, you're going to have a repercussion.
So what would be an example of seduction?
What would be an example of seduction? Well, let me think about the times I've been seduced.
Make sure you say one that I remember.
Okay. Do. Well, you seduced me big time when we first met. You left me notes. You listened to me for hours. You were respectful and flattering and kind and wonderful and tender and non-pressuring and all of those things. So you just lured me in, like strung me in. So I had no other desire but to keep following your lead. I never felt pressured. I always felt desired. So what do I think the easiest signal a woman could send? I think, let me get back to that. Crystal, I think you're right. I think people have forgotten how to date, how to engage, how to toy and play and keep things interesting. I think we've evolved into this, sadly, this hookup culture that just says, hey, you want to fuck and let's meet and have sex, and there's no, it's just a quick means to an end rather than an enticement and an excitement and an energy. So, but that requires some effort. People have gotten lazy. Seduction definitely requires an effort. I think the easiest, I think women, if a woman's interested in you, you're gonna feel her presence. She's going to do things that let you know she's thinking about you. She's going to, when you're talking, she will look at you. She will pause. She will hear you. She'll remember what you said. She will be interested. She'll be asking for more from you. If she's interested in you, she wants more. And so withholding when a woman's interested in saying, oh, I'd like to see you more. And if you just go, well, I'm not that interested, you're going to lose her. She's going to find somebody that does want to have time with her. I can tell you that. Dating is not Netflix and chill. No, that's hanging out. You do that with friends. Or after you're in an established relationship, that might be the date night you choose, but it's that way after you've been established. Tinder has killed the seduction element. I think so. Swiping. What the fuck's that? Swipe. I don't know. That's so stupid. I'm really grateful that I am not single out in the world looking for a partner right now, because I would probably be very lonely. I just can't even imagine that it would be a lot of fun, because I tend to like depth. I like connection. I want to know someone. I want somebody to want to know me. Well, hi, Bo. How are you? Long time no see. And Bobby, how are you? So, not for long. What's that pertaining to, Michael? I missed that. You wouldn't keep her for long. Yeah, you can't. I think this is the tough thing when women are looking for a relationship, or when men, but I'll speak for women. When women are looking for a relationship, they don't want to play games. They don't want you to try to follow some erroneous rule book that doesn't really exist. Like, after you've gone on a date, you have to wait so long to text her that you like the date. What is that about? That just is torture. It's stupid. It's a game. So if you go out on a date with somebody, within an hour or two when you get home, you just text and say, had a great time. And the next day, call her, not text, call her and say, I'd like to go out with you again. Can we make a plan? All this stuff happening through texting, I think needs to stop. We need to use texting for what it was meant to be, and that is a quick information sharing, not emotion expressing. Because, oh my God, so much gets misrepresented. There have been so many breakups and fights and horrific things that have happened via texting because of miscommunication. We really need, even no emoticon can fix that. So we need to go back to face-to-face, hear a voice, hear the intonations in a voice. I could be texting all of this right now, and it would mean a very different thing to you than watching me and hearing my voice and feeling that inflection, feeling the passion behind the words, because words are only 20 to 30% of the communication. So if you're starting to get into an area with somebody via text that starts to get a little uncomfortable, or you start to think, uh-oh, we've kind of gone off the rails here, pick up the damn phone and call. Have a conversation. Say, let's meet. I need to do this face-to-face. I have a friend recently that was ready to end a relationship because of a feeling she had about a term that was used, and she didn't ask for clarification about what that term meant to that person. And I said, you've been with this person for 4 years. You owe the relationship. You owe yourself. You owe them. You owe the relationship. Time, face-to-face, out of the relationship. You can't just ghost. I think the ghosting thing is one of the meanest chicken shit things you can do in a relationship. So stop it. Stop it. Ask for more from yourself.
Say that with passion.
Should I say that with passion? It just, I see the fallout from that, and people feeling devastated and broken. And you can see all the people saying dating sucks. Dating should be fun. You're meeting new people. You're exploring. You're getting to test the waters. But we've made it so not fun because of the games and the miscommunication. All right, it's too confusing. Just last week I was talking to a comedian. We were having a great time getting to know one another, and she asked if I'd ever been married or had kids. I said no to both. And she said she never dates a man who hasn't been married at least once. Where'd that rule come up? I would ask, what rule book are you reading? People have so many twisted beliefs, and we have to remember as we look at our own beliefs, and I challenge all of you who are listening to really observe your own beliefs, because beliefs are just made up. They're not based on any reality or any truth or any functionality. They're only based on our own personal perceptions, what we've bought into, what fits into our framework, but they're all made up, and they can all be changed if we choose to look at them differently. So you think the traffic ruins dating in LA? Probably true. People need to be honest about what they want up front. Don't start a situation with lies. Well, yeah, you kind of have to wonder why somebody. Yeah, I know it gets discouraging, huh, Dempsey? I'm sorry. That's too bad. Well, I think people need to. We need to go back to some more old-fashioned or maybe new-fashioned ways of being in relationships. Because relationships themselves is what everything in life is about. Whether it's a relationship with yourself, with your lover, with your kids, with your friends, with your boss, with your colleagues. It's all about relationships. And we cannot have a healthy life without healthy relationships. And our relationships do require an investment and an acknowledgement of their value and a negotiation of how to be in relationship with each person you're in relationship with. One of my favorite sentences in a conversation is, what do you mean by that? Because I want to make sure that when a person's talking to me, that I fully understand what they mean by what they say. Because oftentimes my framework of my point of reference, my background, how I see the world, how I hear what they say may or may not be accurate. So why swinging is good from time to time, no pressure, no BS, just fun. But there's a lot of people that are in the swinger world who still want the honest connection, who still believe that anything that's intimate needs to have a level of honesty and rawness to it, and transparency. So, I don't think many people in the swinger world really like the games either. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who just joined us, we only have about 5 more minutes, then I have to bust out of here. So we're talking about how to be in relationships, the pressure of relationships, meeting, dating. I'd like to see people get more into the idea of courting again, of actually calling people and having phone conversations. Stop texting. Please stop texting your feelings. Stop texting your philosophy. Stop having text conversations. Text information, text, yes, I'll be at such and such a time. But anything that you're trying to express, a feeling, a thought, an idea, an experience, something you really want to share from your heart, do not do it via text. It will be misunderstood, guaranteed. And especially if you're in conflict with somebody, you will not be able to resolve it via text. You need to have a conversation. You got to buck up. And the ideal would be to have face-to-face, which is beautiful. You have FaceTime on your phones now. You have Skype. We have access to actually see a person, see their eyes, see their expression, hear their heart's song when we're having conversation. You do not have to be isolated and away and just seeing the letters on a screen, because you're only getting 20 to 30% of what they're trying to tell you. And I don't know about you, but I liken it to trying to measure the whole house through the keyhole of the front door. You can't do it. You can't know. You can't get to know. There's no intimacy in texting. So stop it. Demand face-to-face. Demand at the very least, a phone conversation. So here we go. I was going to ask how does one keep a relationship if a person likes both genders and maybe dates both at the same time, like a guy and a girl kind of thing? I think there's a name. They call that polyamory. And it can work with a lot of communication. So there are a lot of polyamorous relationships that where people have very close, intimate relationships with more than one person, and they work very well as long as everybody's open, honest, and forthcoming. These relationships don't work well when people are immature or they hide or deceive. Anytime there's betrayal, there's going to be a big problem. Big voices are a big part of what you turn. Well, yeah, you want to be able to stand each other's voice. That's kind of nice. Hi, Terrence. All right. Well, I've got 2 more minutes here, and then I'm going to sign off. So is there anything else you want me to pipe in on? I'll be back in a week and a half or so. And in the meantime, if you want me to address a concern you have, or perhaps as a personal question, but you'd like me to address it in a general way, feel free to email me. You can go to my website, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, or let me just put it in here. And you can email me from there. Check out my other website, Exotic Lifestyle Retreat or Club. And that's where all my events are. And I would love to, I'm glad you could catch me too, Dempsey. Always nice to see your name pop up and hear your comments and know your thoughts. You know, the world is a big place, and yet we can have moments like this where it seems to get smaller, and we can have more intimate conversations about real things that affect real people in a real way. And the more we can do this, I think the more richness and depth we can all feel our lives and our purpose have. There's so much negativity in the world. We have to find a place where we can be real and honest and validate each other. And I appreciate every single one of you for popping in tonight and spending this hour with me and Mark. And we're always delighted to be there for you, answer your questions, help you in any way that we can. Thank you, Tina. I really appreciate your support. So it's been an hour. This is it. I'll be back in a week and a half or so. If I miss you over the Thanksgiving holiday, please be thankful for everything that you provide to this world to make it a better place. As I end my radio show, which will be tomorrow, every week with remember, every day you get to wake up and you get to decide either you're a warning or you're an example. Which are you? That's up to you. So make this a great week. And Cole, I'll see you on board in a couple weeks. Yes, it's going fast now. So namaste. And for those of you who don't know what namaste means, it means the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.